Good morning, Arya. How are you doing today?
Good morning, sir. I'm doing fine. I'm trying to stay as positive as possible during these unprecedented times. I hope you're safe and well.
Yes, you're right. It's important to stay positive. So, you've taken a leave from work today, is it?
Yes, sir, I have.
I'm so sorry about that. So, let's try to wrap it up as soon as possible so that you can get back to your work. So, Arya, tell us something about yourself.
Sure, sir. So I am Arya Ramakrishna. I hail from Bangalore, where I've completed majority of my schooling from. Post this, I got an opportunity to pursue the BCom Honors program from Shriram College of Commerce in Delhi University. Coming from a nuclear Tamilian family, my parents were initially a little apprehensive of sending me so far away from home. But soon enough, I convinced them. And when I stepped foot in Delhi, well, it was as if I was thrown into the deep end of the pool. I had to manage my finances, my laundry, food, along with extracurriculars and academics. Well, SRCC as a campus is such that everyone has a 98, 99%. But the one thing that sets you apart is your own personality, and that comes through extracurricular activities as such. So I was fortunate enough to have headed the corporate communications wing of the Students' Union and been an advisor to the Dramatic Society.
Okay, so were you elected or nominated?
There were rounds of interviews that took place. So I'd say that I'd say that I was nominated.
So, if the whole college did not vote for you, then you're nominated, else you're elected.
Yes, sir. You're right. Since the college did not vote for me, I was nominated for the position.
Okay, great. From your profile, I can see that you managed two college societies along with great academics.
Yes, sir. In fact, I thought that I could have done better at academics, considering that I done exceptionally well from 10th to 12th even. But later, I got to know that my grade fell in the top 10 percentile in college, so I definitely was relieved.
Yes, so you switched from KPMG to Flipkart after a year, and I see a good salary hike.
Yes, sir. It was 100% hike, in fact.
This is more than 100%.
Yes, sir. So the salary mentioned is my current salary, including the increment. But when I had joined 2 years ago, it was at a 100% hike.
Okay, great.
Aya, could you share some light on your role with Flipkart?
Back then, Flipkart was just acquired by Walmart, and Walmart had only one goal in mind, which was to set in place stringent practices and procedures to ensure that there was no corruption within the organization or with the vendors that Flipkart engaged with. We started off as a small 3 to 4 member team, anti-corruption team, and ever since we've grown to a 20-member team. I particularly interacted with the whole geography of India with respect to both vendors as well as business units to ingrain anti-corruption in the values of all the employees and its vendors, essentially. I closely worked with third-party intermediaries, which were basically vendors who had direct or indirect contact with government entities, and hence there was a higher risk of bribes being paid in that area.
So what were the measures used to ensure no corruption, or what is the process followed if an employee is being paid a bribe?
So coming to the measures first, I assisted in curating anti-corruption awareness drives. There was training content and several training sessions hosted within the organization as well as for vendors that we associated with. There was also the drafting of the anti-corruption procedures, which was done in collaboration with a global Walmart team, which was circulated across the Flipkart group. Coming to the process that's followed, every employee has access to the ethics helpline in the form of an email ID or a phone number, which is again circulated organization-wide, that if they suspect any other employee to be involved in any unfair practices, they can file a complaint either anonymously or by revealing their identity through the ethics helpline. There are several next steps to this. There's an investigations team of the ethics and compliance division as such, which takes up these matters and delves deeper into case specifics. Post the investigation, depending upon the quantum of damage, there are several outcomes. It may be either a strict warning, it could be a change of business unit, it could be demotion of the employee, or even termination if matters are serious.
So what do you want to do with this MBA? What I mean is, what do you aim to gain from this?
So the reason I want to do an MBA right now is that right after my undergraduation as a fresher, I definitely was excited to try out something new. But I ended up taking a niche space like forensic investigations under risk consulting. Further, at Flipkart as well, I specialized in anti-corruption under the whole ethics and compliance spectrum. So I believed that very early on, I got really specialized in the whole risk related aspect of work. So before taking a final call on whether I wanted to do this type of work for the next 30 or 40 years of my life, I wanted to take a step back and assess several options such as finance or management consulting or even marketing for that matter, and there was no better way to do it other than an MBA. Further, what I wish to gain from an MBA is through the 3 years of the WorkX, after having interacted with several managers and directors on a daily basis, I realized that the toughest job is that of a manager, because he not only has to deal with his subordinates and superiors, but also with third parties such as clients and vendors. So this skill of managing effort, time, and teams is something that I definitely want to gain through the MBA experience. And this can only happen by interacting with professors with decades of experience, as well as peers from all over the country.
Interesting. Arya, so I see that you have played a lot of basketball in school and college. So which position do you play at?
Yes, sir. So I played at the ball handler position.
Okay, so what's your height? Don't you have to be 6 feet to play basketball?
So I believe this is a common misconception because as a ball handler, the shorter you are and the lesser than 6 feet that you are, it's better because you're able to dribble the ball closer to your body and to the ground, which makes it easier to tackle the opponent.
All right. What are the recent developments in India with respect to basketball?
So the National Basketball Association, in collaboration with the BFI, have set up an academy in India recently, which is great for the sport.
So was there any game conducted? And if yes, who was it played by and where?
Yes, sir. There was a game conducted between the Indiana Pacers and Sacramento Kings. And this was played in Pune or Mumbai. I am unable to recollect exactly, but it was 100% in Maharashtra. This is for sure.
Great. We don't have any further questions. So we enjoyed speaking to you.
Thank you so much, sir. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.